147. Everyone's talking about Errol fighting the winner of Canelo and Jamel. Could you ever do that? Is that too much weight?
What, 168?
Yeah. Right.
So you got Canelo winning, right?
Yeah, definitely. If he fighting at 168, definitely.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So, I'm going to say some things this video, and I want you to listen closely. And what I say is not hate. I only talk about the things that I see and the things that I've allegedly heard, right? And that's what this channel is about. It's about boxing. We're going to talk about the stuff that's going on. I want to say something about that clip, and then I want to tie it all in to the Errol Spence Jr. rematch, right? So, that clip right there was before the Errol Spence Jr. fight took place. He was training, warming up. A reporter asked him, could you see yourself, first they talked about Errol Spence. They're talking about Errol Spence possibly moving up to 168, facing the winner of Jermell Charlo versus Canelo. Could you see yourself doing that? He said, moving up to 168? He said, no, that's too much weight. So the guy's like, so you got Canelo beating Jermell? He says, absolutely. You see it in his face. He means it. Absolutely. If Jermell's fighting Canelo at 168, absolutely. So, for all you guys out there that all of a sudden now believe that Terence Crawford wants to move up to 168 because he's chasing greatness, do you really believe that? Do you think he believes that? Or do you think he wants to move up to 168 now because he knows he can probably get a payday? Because there's a difference in saying he's daring to be great or he's daring to be paid, right? So now I'm going to stop it right there. Now let's talk about the Errol Spence Jr. Rematch. Before Errol Spence Jr. and Terence Crawford fought, they were talking about the rematch clause then. Hey, the winner loses. I'm sorry, whoever loses, they can activate the rematch clause. Blase, blase, blase. The fight more than likely is going to take place at 154, right? They asked Terence after the fight, would he do the rematch with Errol Spence Jr.? He said out of his mouth, but I'm gonna paraphrase it. He had a hard time making 147 as well as Spence. He's been talking about moving up to 154 to fight Jermell Charlo. So moving up to 154 wouldn't be an issue. On numerous occasions, he's also bigged up Errol Spence, saying, yo, Errol Spence did a lot to make this fight happen. Errol Spence is a stand-up guy. Errol Spence called me personally, got the promoters out the way, got all the managers out the way, everybody out the way, and he made this fight happen. So if Errol Spence was to activate this rematch clause, I'm going to honor his rematch, right? He has said that on record numerous times. So now, what has changed now? You've already said you would rematch him at 154. What has changed? Let me tell you what changed. What changed was the fact that, this is alleged, Terence Crawford has been allegedly being accused by many people that he is on some kind of steroid, right? And they're coming up with those accusations because he is tied in with Victor Conte under the SNAC program, right? So, well, Chuck, what does that got to do with anything, right? I said that if the fight was really on the up and up, as the Crawford fans said, nothing was wrong with Errol Spence. Terence Crawford wasn't on nothing. Terence Crawford beat Errol Spence so bad, it was a one-sided fight, lopsided, just destruction, right? I think Errol Spence won maybe one round, or part of one round. The fight was so widely contested that if they were to rematch, and I said this, we would want to see that same exact performance from Terence Crawford. And if we didn't get that same performance, that people would have questions. Here's why. Because they said nothing was wrong with Errol. Now, let's say Errol Spence was weight drained, right? Think about what I'm saying. If Errol Spence was weight drained, then that means at 154, he should have a better performance, right? He should be fighting at a heavier weight. He should be replenished. And he should have more snap on his punches. He should be able to take a punch better at that. So that would make the fight a little bit more interesting, right? A little bit more competitive. Well, now that you have these accusations of steroids, well, that means that Terence Crawford would have to be on the up and up. I'm just saying, let's say hypothetically he was on something, right? That means that he will have to come in clean. So not only do you have Errol Spence at a better weight where he can perform better, now you got Terence Crawford who's not on nothing. The fight might look really different now. He could possibly lose. And what are people going to say? I knew it. I knew it. I knew Terence was on something. I knew it. That's what they would say. So, if I'm Terence, and now I got to come in clean, and now Earl's coming in a heavier weight, oh, fuck no. If I got to come in clean, Errol Spence got to come in at 147. Because now, if he comes in at 147 and you come in clean, the fight, Earl might have a better performance, but you still could possibly still win that fight because he's still weight drained. Even though you clean, he's still weight drained. So the excuse now would be, or the fans would now say, well, it wouldn't be no excuse, right? Because Terence won, but Errol Spence looked better. But that's because, he got the ring rust off of him. He was able to train again, and he knew he made up for his mistakes. So Terence could still possibly win that fight, right? Just because on the fact that Errol Spence is still weight drained. He cannot do the rematch at 154. So he has to hope now that that Spence backs out of the fight completely. And now he knows, okay, I'm going to leave this payday here. I can't take this payday, 154 payday with Spence. I know I can't get the Jermell fight now because I'm not rematching this boy. Jermell's not going to fight me. So what can I at 154? Because I just said I'm not going to fight him at 154 because now I'm contradicting myself. So what I got to do is I got to bank on Canelo beating Jermell. And I know I ain't going to win the fight at 168 because, damn it, I just told you I can't do it. But I can go up there and get paid. And guess what? If I lose this fight, they can say I was 3 weight classes too heavy. And I'm 37 years old now. And now I can get this payday and I can retire. That's how I'm piecing all this together. Now, I could be 100% wrong. But I'm basing all the stuff off what I've heard and what I've seen. Ain't none of this stuff I'm just coming up making up, right? That's where I'm at with this. And I could be wrong. But I don't think I am. Because when I'm right, I could have been wrong. And when I'm wrong, I could have been right. Y'all let me know what y'all think. I'm out.